As I'm doing this project, I'm slowly realizing by the end of it, I'm gonna have 2 Thor helmets, maybe 1 hammer. What am I gonna do with 2 Thor helmets? Two Thor helmets. I guess I'll just have to put it away with the rest of my projects. Yeah. Hey guys, Ray Pahar from Get Crafty, and welcome to part 2 of our Thor helmet DIY tutorial. If you guys haven't had a chance, go ahead and check out part 1 of our tutorial. This is part 2, and we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into this project. The items that you'll need for today's project include scissors, white poster board, a ruler, a pencil, some recycled piece of plastic. Today I'm using the lid of a plastic bin, a hot glue gun. Make sure when you're using this to not touch the tip of the hot glue gun, and some glue sticks. First thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna cut out 2 circles that have the diameter of about 3 inches. Like I said last time, I pretty much freehanded a lot of the project. I'm taking a metal lid that I found lying around the house, and all I'm doing is tracing it out so that I have 2 circles. Go ahead, draw that out, and then cut it out. Next, you're gonna create the ring that connects your circle piece to your helmet. Take your ruler and measure about 1.5 inches of space from your edge of your paper, and make sure you mark it. Then, draw a straight line going up, roughly about 11 to 12 inches. When you're creating these rings, it's actually better to have more space than not enough, because you're going to be doing a lot of trimming. Go ahead and mark off the end of the 11 to 12 inches to the edge of your paper. Next, you're going to make a marker at each 1/2 inch of your piece. Do it on both ends so that you know where to connect. From there, you're going to draw a straight line to create 3 lines on your paper. Once you've cut your strip of paper, you want to go ahead and fold it on the 2 lines. Make sure your creases and your folds are very defined, mainly because in this project, you want to have really good clean folds on your pieces of paper, just because it's going to really show at the end product. Once you've created the creases on your piece of paper, you're going to go ahead and create little triangles throughout the edge of your piece. You're going to do this on both sides so that you can create little teeth for your paper. Do this to both sides. Once you've cut out the teeth of your piece, you're going to curve it just slightly so that when you apply it to your circle piece, it will fit right on top. Roll it up. Just make sure it's enough so that it fits. And go ahead and make 2 of these pieces, 1 for each circle. Take your circle and your TV piece of paper that you've curved up, and what you're gonna do next is you're gonna trim the strip of paper so that it fits your circle. Roll it around, and you just wanna have enough so that it slightly overlaps your ring. Once you have that, go ahead and cut the excess so that it would fit onto your ring. Using a hot glue gun, you're gonna carefully attach your ring piece onto your circle. 1 tooth at a time, you're gonna put a small dot of hot glue on each tooth. I usually do about 3 to 4 teeth at a time, and you're just gonna apply it so that the edge of your circle meets the edge of your ring. You have to do this carefully, but you also have to act fast. Continue to do this for the whole circle until it's completely attached. Once you get to the overlapping piece of your ring, you're gonna go ahead and trim some of the extra teeth that will be overlapping. You do this just so that it creates a seamless start and end to your piece. trim it off, and then all you're gonna do is you're gonna glue it after it's been trimmed. In this case, make sure you use a small amount of glue. As an optional step to this project, to make sure that your pieces are durable, go ahead and cut out 3 circle pieces of cardboard. They don't have to be the exact size, but make 3 of them, and you're gonna glue it to the inside of your cardboard. Once you've done that, go ahead and do it again to your second circle. And then when you're done, just set it aside. Next, we're gonna use the exact same technique to create the front piece of our helmet. In the original helmet, I created a rectangular piece for the front, but because I'm creating a slightly different and slightly more improved helmet, I'm gonna create a slightly different altered piece. Go ahead and create 2 of your front pieces and also create the outside ring. It's gonna be the exact same technique that you did with the circles, except your teeth don't have to be as small. As you guys can see here, the teeth that I did, I just cut off the edges so that when they bend in together, they don't overlap. Go ahead and do this. The first piece that I originally made was about 2.5 by 3.5 inches. You could make it as big or as small as you want. Compared to the circle piece, you want to make sure that the front piece has both a front and a back. I also highly recommend that this should get a cardboard core, just because it's the front of your piece, and you want to make sure that this is actually very sturdy. Go ahead and set this aside with your circles. Next, we're going to create the face shield portion of our helmet. Like I said, when I first made this helmet a few years back, I did everything by freehand. If you guys do want a closer detail of what the face shield and the ears look like, I'm going to post a picture on my Instagram with the Get Crafty hashtag along with the Thor helmet hashtag. Check it out over there to get a closer idea of what it looks like. For the face shield, you're going to create a left side and a right side, which are pretty much the same piece. Each side is actually going to be made up of 3 cardboard layers. Go ahead, draw this out, and make 6 pieces. When you're creating the face portion to your helmet, you want to make sure that this piece is very sturdy. You're going to create 3 pieces of one side of your mask, and you're going to hot glue them together. To ensure that your mask is sturdy, what I've done is I've taken pieces of plastic that I cut out of a plastic lid, and I'm going to layer it in between the different pieces of the mask. I usually put 1 for the mouth guard and 1 on the side. I'm going to glue it down, glue the 2 pieces of the mask right over it. When you're gluing your mask together, I found the best technique to do this to make sure that it actually sticks is just gluing small bits of your mask at a time. You want to make sure that there's enough glue covering the edges of your mask so that it is completely secure. If your pieces are not completely aligned, don't worry too much about it, because in the next step, you're just going to go ahead and trim those pieces off. After you've glued all 3 pieces together, what you want to do is you want to just gently curve the top portion of your face mask. Don't worry too much about what it ends up looking like, just because this is the part that you're going to actually attach to the helmet. On the inside, it's going to look a little bit wrinkly, but it's all going to be covered up once you spray paint it. Once you've curved the top portion of your face mask, what you're going to do is you're going to take blue pieces of tape and you're going to create the trim of the outside of your face mask. You're only going to apply this on the eye portion and the mouth portion. Don't really worry about applying it to the top curved part. take your blue piece of tape, put it halfway over the edge of your mask, and then all you're gonna do is just tape it right over so that the uneven edges are covered up. Go ahead and apply that to the eye portion and the sides of your mask. Even though this is all going to be covered up in spray paint, you want to make sure that everything is done neatly and evenly. The secret to a really good Thor helmet is the details. The details are pretty much going to give away whether or not you put in the time or the effort to make the helmet look really good. Even though all of these pieces are going to eventually be covered up in spray paint, you want to make sure you take the time and effort to make sure every piece looks really good. When you're putting the trim onto the mask portion of your helmet, you want to make sure that the edges are aligned and everything is put together neatly. When you're creating the creases and the edges for your front piece and your earpiece, you want to spend the extra amount of time to make sure it looks good. Because if you're already spending this amount of time on your helmet, the details are definitely going to show. So go ahead and don't rush in doing this. Make sure to check out the first part of our Thor helmet tutorial. Come back next time to see the next part of this series. Leave your comments in the comment section below to let me know how you guys feel about this multi-part series. And yeah, come back next time. Make sure to follow me on Instagram so you guys can see all the details that I put in on the Thor helmet. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and yeah, take care.